what is the opposite of play? And the hint says it's not work. This is really interesting to me. When I read this in Dr. Brown's book, the opposite of play is not pause. That's like the video world. The opposite of play is not work. You ready for this? It's not death. The opposite of play is depression. When you're looking at the brain and neurotransmitters and all that kind of stuff, the opposite of play, the state that your body is in biochemically, or, when you're in a state of play, is the exact opposite of depression. And part of this event and this desire in me to talk about play comes from a very personal place. And I don't want to, I'm sure that there's been people who have dealt with, depression is something that a lot of women deal with, a lot of people deal with, and it's very, very serious. But I've had some issues over the last 3 or 4 years with some depression and anxiety, and it was really interesting as I've gone back and studied play now. I was a pretty playful person. I've always been kind of juvenile. Ask my friends, And then things started to go wrong inside of me, and I thought, well, I don't feel playful, so I shouldn't be playful, because that would be like a hypocritical thing to do, right? So I stopped wearing my goofy socks, and I stopped doing some of the things that are really a part of my play history that have allowed me to be innovative and creative. Stopped doing some of those things. So I didn't feel like I should because I didn't feel playful. That was not the right thing to do. And I'm not saying that, depression is as easy as blow some bubbles and, bye-bye depression. It's not that. You have to obviously take care of yourself, and you have to get attention, and there's lots of different things you have to look at. And I'm coming out of that, and that's a really exciting thing for me. But I know now that when maybe it's, I think I put the quote in your book, but maybe it's probably not on that page, but when you don't feel like playing is probably the time when it's most urgently needed for you, emotionally, mentally, physically. Okay? So the question is, if play is so good for us, this is what Dr. Brown said too, the lack of play should be treated like malnutrition.